My 12-year-old daughter started locking her bedroom door. She said it so casually, as if she were describing a bad dream. "Dad, someone's been watching me through my window." Her voice was flat, not frightened, but resigned, a tone a child should never know. I told her it was nothing, a branch, a shadow, the kind of things parents say to protect what little innocence their children still carry. But then she added the part that burned through me like acid. "That's why I lock my door now. I don't feel safe." 12 years old. She should be worried about homework, not predators. I promised her I'd check, not because I believed her, but because I wanted her to sleep. The cameras, my safeguard. 4 black eyes perched on the corners of our house, always blinking red, always watching. I rewound to last Tuesday, midnight, then 1, then 2. At 3:07, a figure appeared at the edge of the backyard. Motionless. Familiar. I froze. My hand hovered over the mouse, but I couldn't click. My breath came shallow, cold, like the air itself refused to enter my lungs. When the figure finally turned its head toward the lens, I saw the face. Not a stranger, not a thief, not some nameless monster in the night. Someone I knew. Someone who should never have been there. My blood ran cold, and in that silence, I realized my daughter had been right all along. At first, I told myself there had to be a reason, a mistake, some explanation that would untangle the knot tightening in my chest. He was a friend, a brother, almost. The kind of man you let into your house without knocking. The kind who played cards at my kitchen table, who laughed too loudly at my jokes, who toasted my birthday with whiskey and slaps on the back. The kind of man my daughter should never have known at 3 a.m. through her window. I tried to bury the thought, but betrayal has a smell. It seeps into your clothes, into the walls, into your very skin until you can't escape it. Why was he there? Why did he linger? And why did my wife's eyes flicker with something unreadable when I mentioned the cameras over breakfast? A pause too long. A hand brushing her hair behind her ear, though it didn't need adjusting. Small things, quiet tells. I didn't ask her about it, not yet, because asking means you're ready for the answer, and I wasn't, not yet. I became a shadow in my own home. When she texted, I read the reflection in her glasses. When she spoke, I listened for what she didn't say. When she smiled, I measured it against the memory of smiles she used to give only me. Her phone never left her side now, face down on the table, screen dimmed the second I entered the room. I started with his name, typed it into her phone bill account. Late-night numbers, repeated, always the same. Always after midnight, when the world slept and secrets felt safe. I ordered a DNA test kit under a fake name, just in case. Because once betrayal shows its teeth, you begin to wonder what else has been taken. I checked the footage again. More nights, more visits, sometimes just a silhouette, sometimes a cigarette glow flaring at the fence line. Always him. Always at her window, and always my daughter locking her door afterward. The rage was there, quiet, controlled. It hummed beneath my skin like an electric current. I never let it out, not once. Outwardly, I was calm, smiling, eating dinner, laughing at nothing. Inside, I was a blade sharpening itself on stone. The DNA kit came back on a Wednesday morning, white envelope, harmless looking. The results were not harmless. Half of her belonged to me. The other half didn't. My daughter, my blood, but not my wife's fidelity. It was him, the friend, the one who lingered in the shadows of my yard. I didn't shout, didn't cry, didn't even breathe differently. That night, after dinner, I placed the envelope on the table in front of her. Open it. Her hands trembled before she even touched it. That was enough. I already knew she knew. She tore the paper slowly, like unwrapping a coffin. Her eyes darted across the page. When she reached the line confirming paternity, she stopped. Color drained from her face. Tears welled, but I felt nothing. "Say it," I said, my voice even. Her lips parted, but no sound came out. I didn't need her confession. The truth was already carved into the silence between us. I called him the next evening. Simple words, no anger, just, "Come by, we need to talk." He arrived smiling, confident, as if nothing had changed. He even brought a bottle, like old times. I slid the report across the table. His smirk faltered. He read, slowly, carefully. When his eyes lifted to mine, they were glassy, wide, pleading. "Listen, it's not—" I raised a hand. Silence. "You came into my house. You touched what was mine. You thought I wouldn't see." His mouth opened again, desperate, but I leaned forward, voice cold, deliberate. "I don't need to raise my voice. I don't need to strike you. The only thing worse than losing everything is knowing you were never worthy of it." I stood, walked to the door, opened it, "Leave, and don't come back." He hesitated, shattered. Then he left, shoulders caved inward like a man already buried. My wife wept that night, begged, promised. I didn't answer. I simply packed a bag and walked into the cold night air. The house behind me still stood, but it was no longer home. My daughter slept upstairs, unaware of the ruins beneath her feet. I would protect her, always, but not here, not with them. The truth had been unearthed, and once you see it, you can never unsee it. Betrayal is not a wound, it's a mirror, and once it cracks, every reflection afterward carries the scar. As I closed the door behind me for the last time, I realized something simple. I had lost a wife, I had lost a friend, but I had gained the only thing that matters: clarity. And clarity is colder than love, sharper than rage, and far more permanent. I walked away with nothing but the truth, and that was more than they would ever have.